everybody. Welcome to the initiative order. I am your GM for this evening, Pond, by Pond Plays. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our season finale of Nysis Contention, my homebrew political intrigue campaign. We're so excited for the season finale. A little emotional, but so excited. We will be back for season 2 in about 6 weeks, but we'll be posting on socials when we come back, so don't worry too much. I promise you'll get more emotional damage in here soon. Before I introduce my players, I would like to give a quick shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors, and also probably turn down Sirenscape because I feel like that's real loud. Firstly, we have Session Zero Clothing, makers of amazing D&D inspired streetwear. If you use the code ORDER at checkout, you will get 15% off your entire basket. Next up is Norse Foundry. They make beautiful artisan dice. If you use the code TIO15, you'll get 15% off your order, which we love. We have Roaming Player Gear with the code Carnaby20. You get 20% off their Dice Tower and Tray combo set. And lastly, we have the wonderful Mithril Armory, the creators of the Tin, D20, and Sketch Dice. If you use the code INITIATIVE, you get 10% off their whole website. And I'm going to be super annoying like I am every time and show you my cool Tin, D20s. Look how cute those are. Love those. Before I turn things over to my players, I just want to remind you all that we are proud ambassadors of Jaspers Game Day, a nonprofit charity trying to raise awareness and help prevent teenage suicide. Please check out their website and for details and assistance. And now we'll go around and introduce ourselves. I'm going to start this time with Billy.
Hello there. I am Billy Seguire. You might know me from some other streams here on the Initiative Order, or my old podcast, Scooby Doos or Scooby Don'ts, or even the Doctor Who book that I wrote last year, the Black Archive number 54 Dalek. But let's face it, you're here to see me tonight as Duncan Longleat, the paladin that I love to play.
I do be loving Duncan. Let's go to Logan, our guest for this evening.
Oh. Snap. Okay, was not expecting this
be
early. But hi, everybody. I'm Logan Hanley. I'm the innkeeper over at the Red Hare Inn, where we do all sorts of fun D&D and other TTRPG content, from homebrew to one-shots to our live stream campaign, which is the Ecrium Expeditions that I dungeon master. Y'all are welcome to come hang out and come visit. If you like what you see, obviously follow us on the socials at the Red Hare Inn. And yeah, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be coming back as Ormer, the Warforged way of the Dragon Fist. That's not the right thing, but
close.
Dragon Monk person.
Dragon Monk person. Yes, we love Ormer. Yeah, he has been a great guest. Let's go to Carly.
Hello, I'm Carly. You can find me at CarlyBug on everything. You can also find me here in the VODs, playing Vampire the Masquerade the past week. VOD of that is up. Nate ran it. Very cool, very fun. I played a Brujah. Definitely check it out. It's the worst Brujah to ever Brujah. But yeah, tonight I am Kyceris Johnson. The, again, worst wizard to ever wizard. I just consistently make weird characters. So, that's where we're at.
They're a great wizard and we love them. Let's go to Andy.
What is up, everyone? I am Andrew J. Alandy. You can find me on the internet, Twitter, and Instagram at Andrew J. Alandy. Tonight, I am playing Antrell Bradbury, our resident, lovable human fighter, which is on brand for me. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in for our season finale. And again, I love all of you that are tuning in, and I love everybody on this crew. So ready for some fun tonight.
Yay, I'm so excited. And let's have Corey.
It's me. It's Corey. You can find me at Twitter, lovedays_. That's LOV, by the way. Tonight I'm playing Helene Vinreese, our lovely half-elf rogue. Who knows? You can also catch me and Logan in, is it 2 weeks? I want to say, over on 225 games. It's May 17th. I don't know how many weeks that is. Anyway, May 17th, you can catch
3 weeks.
3 weeks. I don't know. But catch us on 225 Games for another D&D campaign.
Oh, that's so exciting. Yay! And I am Pond. Pond plays games on your social medias. Pond plays on social media. Pond plays games on Instagram. You can usually find me Monday nights over on Feywild and Out, Tuesday nights over on Architect Lum, and every other Wednesday here running this campaign. But this is my last session on Twitch before I go on maternity leave. I will be gone for 6 weeks, and then I will be back. I am making a human. Wee.
From scratch.
I did it all by myself. Just kidding. But yeah, super excited. Thank you all so much for tuning in for the Nysis finale. We're so glad to have you here, and I cannot wait to see how this goes. But let's roll that intro video. Bye. Hello! Isn't that such a lovely intro? We love that intro. It's so beautiful. Before we jump right back into it, is there anybody who wants to take on the recap of what happened last session? Maybe? Looks like it's Corey. If not, it's okay. If not, it's okay. I can do it for you.
I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, what happened? I just know it was chaos.
That is often
and I was yelling
how
at
my
you in
notes
chat.
go. You were, yeah. I'll go ahead and jump on the recap then. Last time on Nysis Contention, our lovely party was escorting an older dwarven woman and her carriage to a camp full of Warforged refugees. That camp was called Camp Nourishment. They arrived at night with a broken down Warforged in the back of their caravan. Arriving at the camp, they were greeted by an older Warforged who has a name, and I know it off the top of my head. Niru. And they took the Warforged who was broken in the back of the wagon into the medical tent, where Duncan noticed that a magical item he had seemed to match up with the stone that would power this Warforged. Bringing this Warforged back to life, we met Ormer, our lovely friend and Warforged dragon monk. They started to tour the camp, but not before noticing that there were issues in the medical building, where Warforged began pouring out of the medical building, infected by some sort of virus, plague, issue, question mark. The party valiantly fought off this issue without killing any of the Warforged. They know now that they will have to basically uncurse these creatures if they don't want that issue to come back, or dispel magic on them, perhaps, some sort of get rid of that. There wasn't a whole lot of talking that happened because of how aggressive these Warforged characters were. And we found out at the end of the session, I believe, that Niru had trusted an elf named Nit to come into the camp and try to help heal his Warforged children. Ormer was quite upset about trusting elves because of the war that is going on across the continent that Ormer has been trying to escape from. So, with that, it is nighttime in Camp Nourishment. All of the Warforged were infected have been placed back in their beds. You all have been given areas where you could put up your tents if you'd like, given tents to be able to put them up. I need to change this to nighttime birds instead of daytime birds. What would you all like to do?
How many tents did we get again?
I believe you got 4 tents.
Okay.
I think I said at the end of last session that Duncan was going to, at least to start, go in and try and help to, administer medicine and whatnot to the Warforged. I don't think I had anything more magically I could do, but I could, roll up my sleeves.
Roll up your sleeves and help remove some of the leftover vines and other items that had sprouted from these Warforged. Yeah, absolutely. So we have Duncan in the tent, or in the medical building at the north end of camp. What are Antrell, Ormer, Helene, and Kai doing?
I want to kind of help Duncan. We know that it's some sort of enchantment going on. I have identify as a ritual. I would like to maybe identify what's afflicting these.
Okay.
I can't dispel magic because I don't have that spell as a wizard. But I can identify exactly what it is. So yeah, and I can learn, which spell did it.
Okay, absolutely, yeah. So you begin casting this spell as a ritual. That takes about 10 minutes. So while you are ritual casting this, let's see what the other 3 are up to, and we'll come back to the medical tent.
I think Ormer, because his initial outburst was like, these need to be put down, they're defective. Because of his experiences in the war with these, but now seeing that there are actual people who care about rehabilitating him, he's gonna kind of wander around aimlessly for like a minute or two, just keep looking around the camp and like recollect himself and gather his thoughts, and then he's gonna go into the tent after seeing Duncan go in there to try to assist Duncan however he can.
Perfect.
Okay, I know that Entrell is by the body of water. I guess there's a little body of water that's right next to where the tents are.
The little pond.
Yeah, the little pond. Because of what happened with his attempt to try to burn off the vines and instead damaging one of the Warforged, he's a little shell-shocked himself, and he's literally just standing by the pond, staring. Are there any ducks in the pond right now? I know it's nighttime, but
Yes.
he's staring at a duck and remembering what his Commander Manning, told him. It's a long story, and he's having a crisis of conscience right now.
Okay. The ducks sort of, sleeping, floating on the water. Every once in a while, they'll ruffle their little feathers and. But it's very peaceful out here. Helene, what are you doing?
A great question. I think seeing Antrell over by the pond is gonna kind of go over there, keep her distance from Antrell, but just kind of processing some stuff that came to light just a little bit ago. Just looking at the water, not really processing anything that she's seeing ahead of her.
Okay. The water in this pond it's very placid. It's very peaceful. The only thing that's really disturbing the surface are the sleeping ducks, and occasionally you see the little blub of bubbles that was probably coming from some fish. The sounds of night are a little bit louder here as you're deeper in the forest than you're used to being, and it seems like this place is relatively undisturbed. There are a few horses that are sort of like they're not tied up by the pond, but you can tell that's where they're comfortable. And it's a perfect place for some reflection. While you two are reflecting on your decisions and things that have come to light back in the medical tent, Duncan, with your sleeves rolled up, go ahead and make me a medicine check.
I have a -1 to medicine, so that'll be a 0.
Perfect. I love that so much. So you are pretty confident in your knowledge of anatomy, but you've never experienced a warforged until today, and you're doing your best to sort of like prune and like pluck the vines off of, you know, the littler vines and leaves that you like, looking at Ormer and looking at Niru, who's sort of just standing off to the side in the tent. You can tell there's not supposed to be vines. Warforged are very much polished wood and polished metal, so you're able to sort of see what needs to come off, but you're a lot more cautious because you don't know anything about these guys.
That's not your person, but that's not.
There's
not biology.
Yeah, different biology here. Ormer, are you also trying to help sort of?
Yeah, seeing that the Duncan struggling, Ormer would kind of step up and is there any way that I can lend a hand?
There's really no way you could hurt what I'm doing right now. I'm basically tapped for what I can do magically, and hands-on is not going so well right now.
If you'd allow it, I'd like to use a little bit of my firepower and like light up a little blowtorch and try to like cauterize or like, you know, weld some of the seams where the vines are coming out to attempt to try to
absolutely I
stop
love
them
that
from growing through.
So let's see. Give me either a medicine with advantage or sleight of hand with advantage.
Hey, they're the same. I'm going to go with medicine.
DC, we'll say 10.
Are you? Come on. D&D Beyond did that thing where like the dice slid on 12 and then rolled over to 2. So that's
that was with advantage?
Oh, wait, with advantage.
Hey!
Sorry. No.
Because you're a warforged.
No way. Oh, my God. It was on a natural 20 and then slid to a 2. So,
yeah.
I used D&D Beyond tonight.
D&D Beyond. No.
Get my dice train dice out now.
So, what was the total with the 2?
A 5.
A 5? Okay. So, you're a little shaken up, Ormer. You just came back to life, as it were, and then immediately fought in a battle where you were stunned by creatures that you have fought and killed before. So you're able to light up your blowtorch, and you're able to get like 1 or 2 vines, but your hands are shaky. Your hand is shaky, and it's not as effective as you'd hoped that it would be. Kai, what does this ritual look like for you? How do you ritual cast?
I'm just kind of sitting there. I just have my hand on one of the warforged and you just see them kind of muttering under their breath, just kind of nonsensical stuff. It just sounds like a bunch of words thrown together, not in any sort of order.
Okay.
And just, yeah.
As you're casting this, and as the ritual comes to fruition, it's confusing because the magic that you're getting from this with your identify, it feels at first like some sort of wild magic, but then coming through underneath the wild magic, you get these huge spikes of necromancy. And it's not a spell that you have ever encountered before. It seems like this is some very, very high level, very powerful magic that is being used on these creatures. And the more that you work to identify the magic, you're not able to get a spell name from this, even though that's how identify works. You're able to get a signature, though. Like the person who cast this spell signed their name into the magic of the spell, and the name is NIT.
All right.
And you're able to almost see in your mind's eye the script it's written in is this big flowing script. It's very confident. And as you're sort of sitting there trying to identify this spell, as you see in your mind's eye the signature, you are also almost overwhelmed with the smell of flowers, and underneath that smell of flowers you get this very faint scent of decay.
Okay.
It's not a magic that you have encountered before.
Yep. That definitely not.
You do get the sense that you would be able to dispel it if that was an option in the repertoire, or some sort of like remove curse would work. But you do feel that the magic has been quelled for now. You feel like these Warforged are not going to be overtaken by this illness, for lack of a better word, for quite some time.
Okay.
It doesn't seem emergent.
I will go up to Duncan and Ormer then. I'm assuming we're all still in the same tent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, well, I think they're all right for now. I don't think this is going to take them over again anytime soon. But we really need to find this knit, because that's who did this. I saw it, and it smells like a funeral parlor.
Right. It's not undead, but there definitely is a necromantic spirit to it. And I agree. We're only going to be able to stem the tide by staying here. I think anything that we can actually do for them, we need to find that solution.
I mean, we could dispel it. I don't know how to dispel, but they're all right for now. I think maybe if we find Knit, they can reverse it. Maybe.
If they're the ones that did it, though, would they want to?
The elves would be very. We'd have to be very persuasive if we wanted them to turn it around. At least in my experience, I've never had any knowledge of elves doing this to my kind and not going back on it.
Or if I could get my hands on the spell book, even if they don't agree.
If the elf is working for someone, we can potentially get that employer to force them to. It would depend on the situation, though.
Either way, I think our first step is to find Knit, whoever that is.
Well, I dabble in magic, but you're the expert in here, so defer to you.
Neru mentioned Knit coming and talking to him. I think that might be our best bet is to talk to them about it.
I am available.
Oh, hey,
He's been standing in the corner of the medical room this whole time, just watching
Cool.
you guys save his kids, basically.
Great.
I apologize. I am capable of great silence when it is required. You had questions?
Yeah, this Knit, what all do you know about him?
Not as much as I should, but he was,
And you can see him, like, racking his brain for a minute, and his head sort of cocks, and you see the lights in his eyes sort of flicker. And he goes,
I cannot remember his face. I saw it. I can see it, but I cannot describe what he wore a cloak, and he spoke soft words. He smelled of flowers and said he was an elf here to help, to make reparations for what was done to our people in the war.
He said he was an elf,
To-
or he was an elf?
He said he was an elf, and I believed him. But I do not remember seeing confirmation.
So visual recognition's not so great then. Well, down to smell.
Sorry.
Did he ever put hands like on you
No.
physically?
No, just the children, and he like gestures at all of the warforged in the bed. I was not defective enough to require assistance.
Not even a sign of friendship, goodwill, anything of that nature.
I just wanted him to fix the children where I could not.
You got taken in. Don't blame yourself. There are people who are quite skilled at deception.
I don't like that I cannot see his face in my eye.
He probably used magic to obscure it. Don't beat yourself up over it.
But the fact that he did not obscure the scent, and I look down at our trusty prince. If there's any way I can encourage Prince to get the scent of these flowers from the Warforged themselves, from these fine... Yeah?
absolutely. Go ahead and... you know what? Because Prince is no longer mad at you, and you're his best friend. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check for Prince.
Persuasion check. I like the sounds of that. That will only be a 7.
A 7.
By the way, is this our third dice roll right now of the night?
I believe yes. Yeah.
Okay, because I just rolled a natural 3.
Wow.
We're at a 1, a 2, and a 3 in order right now.
Let's keep
my
it
gosh.
going.
The end of the night's gonna
We're
rock.
going to go
this
up.
rate.
Yeah,
Right.
we're going up.
Let's see
For
if
now, though.
Prince understands what you're trying to convey.
A sniff.
He does. So, you're lucky. He comes trotting over and he's like sitting there and he's wiggling his butt a little bit. And you're like, how do you role play with Prince to get him to, like, how do you convince Prince to?
All right, Prince, come on. I need you. Get the scent. We're gonna go on a search. We're gonna go on a chase. Remember how we were looking for the princess before? I want you to get the scent for us to find this knit. The scent is in here, in these vines, in the flowers.
So Prince sniffs aggressively at this warforged, and immediately his little ears perk up. And he sort of runs down the line of the warforged, sniffing, before he turns and he starts heading for the door.
All right, I guess we're heading out then.
I'm now realizing perhaps I should have waited until we were ready for this.
He
Is this something you normally do?
He has searched out a scent before. I wouldn't say it's our modus operandi, but
And he
it's worked.
darts out the front door of the medical
And
building.
we should go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna monk sprint after him
Yeah.
because I'm a monk and I'm really fast, so I can probably keep up with him.
You absolutely can. So he runs out and he stops. He does that dog's hard stop where the dust kind of kicks up and he sniffs the air and he turns towards the pond. And he immediately runs over to Helene. And he sits down and he sniffs Helene twice. And then he barks.
Hi, Prince. Hello. 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 How are you? How are you doing, Prince? Oh, what a good boy. Weren't
Well-
you?
Well, he obviously just sniffed Helene on them. That's not going to work.
He looks at you, Duncan.
Sniffing what?
He looks at you, Duncan. And he barks. And he sits.
All right, good boy. You found Helene. Good boy.
So
Go ahead and
either
make-
this worked or didn't work.
Make me an insight, Duncan.
Oh, I have a feeling that All right. That's going to be a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
we're getting higher than a 4.
Higher than a
are.
4. He found Helene.
He did find Helene. I feel like Billy has an idea here that I don't know if Duncan does, but
If Billy can think it, I'm sure Duncan can.
okay.
Um,
I go over and I act like I'm just going and like petting, and I look at Helene, and I'm trying very quietly. I don't want anyone else to hear. We had him sniff the Warforged, and he ran over to you. Does the name knit mean anything to you?
Exactly. I was not aware of the name.
Smells of old flowers and
decay.
obscures his face.
I will turn and like look Duncan in the eyes. I didn't have a name, but he is the one. And she'll kind of gesture at herself that brought me back.
He is the one who caused this. I am going to move Prince away from you now, so that it looks like he's just found you as a friend. My boy, come on! And I try to get Prince running in the other way.
Boo, boo, boo. And he starts
Come on.
running after you.
There we go. All right, let's go for a run. We'll figure something else out. Dogs are no go.
He starts trying to find your duffel bag immediately.
Right.
What's his prize? Antrell, so you're reflecting at the pond. You're far enough away from Helene that you miss this conversation. But you do see Prince come running up to Helene with the three of them in tow.
I will just sigh, shake my head, and just look towards Helene. And Duncan, you've already departed from Helene.
Duncan's playing with the dog right now.
He's just playing with the dog? All right, cool.
Yeah.
Angel just sighing, whatever sigh, and he makes his way over to Helene and everybody else. And he looks at Duncan. How are they? How are the would I know that they're called Warforged? Yes?
Yeah, you've heard that at this point.
How are the Warforged? How are they?
So you were directing this at me?
Yeah.
There, and I'm like literally running with Prince as I'm saying it.
Ormer and Kai
they'll
are
be all
right
right
there,
for
so.
now, but
Yeah. All right. Oh, good. Did we figure out anything? What was causing this? Did we? Is there any way to fix them, to help them? What can we do? Anyone? And Antrell's looking now at the rest of the group. Did we find out anything?
We need to find somebody named Knit.
Knit.
Yeah, he's the one that apparently did all this. He obscures his face. He smells like a funeral parlor and
Lies about being an elf.
Do we have any way of locating this Knit? And you could start to see Antrell's aggression start to somewhat pick back up. He's no longer in his reflective state. He's like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. I want revenge, almost like I want revenge on this for what happened. Do we know anywhere how to get to this Knit? Any lead?
Prince is kind of useless right now.
Terrific.
Get that back.
No, I mean that affectionately, Prince. Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to Antrell and just kind of with my arm, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna put it like on behind his back, like on his shoulder, but behind his neck. And as I do, I'm gonna turn my hands like it's gonna get a little bit frosty, and just kind of cold compress the back of his neck because I can see he's starting to get like agitated and like worked up, and maybe that'll help. I don't know because I don't know him very well, but I'm just kind of like, maybe that'll work.
Try and help cool him off a little bit.
Yeah,
literally and figuratively.
Get some of the steam out, and ice is always the best. Cools everything down. We had your dog, but that lead ran cold really quick.
Oh.
Unfortunately. And Ormer kind of just glances at Helene.
Apologies. It's, all the sort of fighting Prince knows me quite well. It's easy to get a little distracted.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else we can do tonight? Anything else we can do to at least tend to the Warforged? Anything I can do? I know I'm a fighter, but I would like to at least lend whatever hand I can.
I don't really think there's anything that can be done at this point. I think we're just kind of...
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone,
Indeed.
make me a perception check, please.
Well, do I trust D&D Beyond for this?
D&D Beyond has been brutal this evening.
I am not trusting D&D Beyond at all.
Yeah, that's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
The D&D Beyond.
As soon as I doubted it,
That's 11. Yep.
11. Okay.
I got it.
What was his perception?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a 3. I'm playing. Prince has my whip. I'm just trying.
Yeah. Helene, what did you roll?
12.
12 and 15 for Antrell?
15.
Okay. So Antrell and Kai, as you're sort of looking about camp, you hear a very familiar sound. It is the sound of whirring gears and metal clattering and wheels, metal wheels, haphazardly rolling across rock and log. And it's decently far away, but it approaches rather quickly, and as it gets even closer, Ormer, Helene, and Duncan, this sound is, well, for Helene and Duncan, the sound is unmistakable. You cannot... Ormer, you've never heard this sound before in your life. It is loud, it is clanky, it is screechy and terrifying, and from the darkness of the woods, from the small dirt road that you came up, comes clashing into this camp nourishment is this large metal oh my god, carriage. It's a large metal carriage. It is heavily reinforced. There are no horses drawing the carriage, but it is smoking a little bit. And it comes screeching to a halt. And from the top of the carriage bursts forth the face of a tiny, dirty gnome. He pops up, and he looks at all of you, and he goes, "You're needed right now."
Hello, chat.
Hello, lovely.
Oh, hello, darling.
Hello. All of you is in immediate danger.
Needed by who?
Needed by home.
Immediate danger.
Mm-hmm. Negotiations gone south.
And they sent you?
I was the quickest, and I knew where you were, thanks to your little whistle. Mm.
There's no doubts about that.
I'm just amazed they know you.
Everybody knows Shep. Fastest caravan in the West. Well, we're not in the West, but fastest caravan nonetheless. Hello!
Indeed.
And this little tiny gnome who's like popped out of this hole on top of the caravan waves at you, Ormer. Not seen one of your like before.
If you walked in that tent, there's about half a dozen more.
Well, are you travelling with the party or staying here?
I just... You're gonna have to catch me up. I literally have no idea what's going on.
Very good, very good. Elven negotiations in Galbish book have gone south. Bad way.
They're elves. It's to be expected.
Well, not all of them are elves. The people in the city, mostly human. Some elves, some tiefling, lots of dwarves. You know how things go. Big city, whatnot. Port city, happy city, very big. Not a port city, lied. Let's little order on. Anyways, big trouble. Need help? You come now.
Right. Okay. Yep. I'm getting in the carriage.
Well, Prince has my bag and he's already in there. So.
Prince is whenever the door is open. The door like swings open as soon as it lands, and you see the gnome Ormer. You watch as the gnome disappears from the top of the carriage, and then pops out the bottom of the carriage on this little swinging platform that's on chains, but he's upside down. And he goes, "Well, no payment in full."
I guess travel would be. I don't know. I'm intrigued, and I'm just gonna walk.
Naturally. That was all of us on first sight.
He just cocks his head. Everyone's intrigued by ship.
Yes.
You got any oranges? That's okay. And then he just like pops back up into the carriage. And you just hear like ting, 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 ting. And Nero comes up to the group of you and he goes,
This is a strange contraption. Are you leaving?
I think we will be back.
Yes. And he reaches out to Ormer and he goes, Please come home when you are ready.
Home's a strange word right now, but I will come back, and if I can make it my home, I will help you do that, or help myself do that, I guess.
We would love for that. Please keep this safe.
and he hands you a small piece of paper.
And he goes, When you are ready, speak home, and it will show you the way.
Thank you. Before I let him go, I'm gonna bring him in for kind of like a half hug, with the intent of kind of looking him up and down and kind of looking up and over his shoulder at his back to see if there are any like arcane runes or sigils that aren't commonplace for him.
Ooh, okay, go ahead and what would this be? Make me a perception check. Because you would know what sigils would be on a Warforged, so perception should be fine.
Hey, 18.
18. On his upper left shoulder, there is a very small marking. And it's upside down for you because you're looking down at it. But it looks like an inverse N. Very, very small. And it's sort of wedged in between where his shoulder plate and his back plate come together, and it looks like it's very lightly burned into the wood.
I'm gonna release, and as I'm walking back, I'll just kind of saddle up beside Kai, and you were right. There's something on him that there's a sigil. It's not a rune, an etching, arcane that somebody must have placed there. Can I piece together that since it's an inverse N, it probably is just a regular old N?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It was definitely knit, I think. It looked like an N.
What kind of rune was it? I don't...
Warmer, it looked almost like a signature, or like an initial, like someone marking their property.
Looked like he was marking, claiming ownership, or why would he claim? I don't like that.
I don't either. He's trying to take control of the Warforged, I think.
And he's claiming to be an elf. And he's using elf magic to corrupt the Warforged like they do in the wars against the dwarves.
I don't know what kind of magic that was, but I've studied a lot of elf magic and I didn't recognize that.
Would
For what
I...
it's
Okay.
oh sorry.
No, you're fine. Go for it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry that you woke up to all of this.
I left the East with the intent of leaving the war behind me. Forgetting sometimes wherever you go, there's undoubtedly some kind of war to be fought. We'll see if
What?
we can end this knit. And if we can't, then maybe we can figure out a way to get these Warforged out from under his thrall.
Yeah, I think we can manage that.
The sound of soft footsteps comes sort of crunching up from behind you as Lexi comes walking up. She goes, "Righto then. Well, I'm glad that I brought you here. Seems like you found your place in your comfy zone." And she like sort of looks at all of you, and she like peers into the carriage at Duncan, and she goes, "Right, you said you were missing someone, didn't you?"
Yes, someone back in the city.
All
Very
right.
important member of our party.
Well, if you want, I'm going back to Little Orderon. Probably tonight. This was a bit much for me, even though I'm just a baker. But if you'd like me to look out for anyone while I'm in Little Orderon, it's a port city, so it's really big, and there's a lot of people. Lots of people come through my bakery, and I've got a lot of little friends out there who can help me look. Is there someone in particular that I should keep an eye for?
Yes, if you hear any word of Teddy Viermeyer, and I hope I'm remembering the last name of Teddy correctly.
Yeah, we'll say that you did, even if you didn't.
Okay.
And she sort of cocks her head. She goes, "Teddy. They're a special one, aren't they? Half elf, half dwarf."
Yes. Yes, that's exactly right.
Right, I've seen them. They're not there anymore, though. They've gone.
When did you last see them?
Oh, let's see. It was a few weeks ago. They were there with a party of dwarves. They were the tallest one in the group. It was quite funny. But there was a commander there, commander dwarf there that was with him. And they looked all right. They looked healthy. They were leaving to go back east.
Did they seem like they were together willingly?
Oh, it seemed right so. They knew each other from what I seen. Well, looked like they knew each other. Didn't seem suspicious. Wouldn't have questioned it really if it weren't for the fact that they were a dwarven person but with elven ears. That was quite... I've never seen that before.
It is very unique.
They were quite lovely too. Helped one of my grandbabies find their cat.
Yes, you're thinking of the right person.
Right-o. Well, I'll keep an eye out for them if they come back. But if whenever you're done there, feel free to come to Little Orderon. I'm sure that the Resistance would love to have you. You seem like a strong group of folk with good
Good heads on your shoulders. Solid morals.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for helping me save my friend here. And, Ormer, it was so nice to be able to help you.
I'll kneel down. Thank you for bringing me here and helping me get on the right track.
Of course. And she turns to, she sort of like gives you a hug, but it's a little bit quicker than the last one was, and she pulls away and she starts wiping her face, and she turns to Nero and she says, "You, if you ever need anything, you send word, and we'll bring things to you, alright? We're a team now, we take care of each other. Oh, you don't need to eat, probably, but I'll see what I can do." And Nero just goes, "Thank you. Are you part of the majors?" And she goes, "Oh no, I'm just a baker. But I've heard about you, and I think it's really neat that you've come to find a good resting place. You deserve the rest after everything that you've been through." And she sort of like reaches up and pats him on the chest compartment. "But anyway, I've taken up too much of your time, and it's time for me to get going. And I think that your friend there is getting a little impatient in the carriage." And you just see Shep has popped out of one of his 800 compartments, and his face, he's just staring, like glaring at all of you. He's just like,
Right-o! The goodbyes are touching, but we have places to be.
Shep.
Yes, Miss
Be
Elaine.
Be nice, come on. I understand you're impatient, but you know, we like to make friends, and it's important to keep those connections.
and then
Yeah.
he just like closes the compartment
Yeah.
door,
Yeah.
and you hear
fine.
like
I will
engines
give you
start
another
to
full
work.
head kiss.
The engines stop completely, and like another little compartment opens up. He goes,
I did like that. Thank you.
and then he
You're welcome,
closes it
darling.
again, and then he starts the engines, and they keep whirring.
Looks like we're about to leave, everyone.
Yep, let's do it. I'd like to call out to Lexi before we go. Miss Lexi, before we go,
Right?
one
yeah.
last. And I look at Lexi and just take her hand, just clasp it firmly, and thank you.
Oh, dearie, of course. And she's gonna, your hand clasped in hers, she's gonna yank, and she's gonna envelope you in a hug. Very, very, very strong hug.
This
Get is restrained. Roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Caught off guard at first, I'm going to reciprocate the hug. I don't think you realize what our short time together has meant, but hopefully I live up to the person you think I am. And one day I'll have to sample any of your baked goods should they be available. If you'd appease.
Oh.
But yes.
You just come by my shop, dear. Don't you worry. You'll have free food and lodging. All of you be welcome. It'll be like a second home to you. Please don't worry. And I know that you're going to live up to my expectations, because my expectations you've already lived up to. You saved all these people.
Well, let's hope we continue to do that.
You've
And
got a good heart. And she like pats you on the chest.
thank you. And Trell taps the hand on the heart and goes into Shep's carriage.
Shep goes from somewhere in the building. Yes, Ormer.
The one last thing Ormer would want to do is he wants to go back to the cart, because while he was laying there, something had gotten unclasped, and he'll grab a small cloak that maybe probably goes to like the top of his, like right above his butt, where his, well, actually, Warforged. That's a good
They have
question.
Warforged have
That's
butts.
a good
Yeah.
question.
They have
Do
butts.
Warforged have butts?
Do Warforged have butts?
Right at the top of his hip, and it's like a little half cloak that goes over his good, arm
Okay.
to hide it, so it just looks like he's always damaged. But it has the coat of arms for the
Dawnfall.
Dawnfall. There we go. The Dawnfall dwarves draped over one shoulder.
You all have seen this sigil before. It was on the dwarves who tried to kidnap the princess. Yeah, Ormer has no idea what I just said.
Whenever Ormer gets back in the carriage, I just want to kind of say, "Well, that's a really nice cloak you got there," and then I'm gonna look at everybody else.
Oh, that's...
I'm gonna kind of. I want to kind of lean towards kind of like. Do you have prestidigitation?
No. I sure don't.
And I like look at it because, having proficiency in Arcana, I imagine I know what I look to check if it's dirty and like try to wipe it off a bit. But
You're like, is it dirty?
I'm like,
He's like actively brushing the sigil off too.
I got this. Don't worry. And I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and just put my hand over
Just
the sigil.
That's where we're gonna have it.
That
The whole time you're in Kelpish Bog, it's gonna be.
It's like an arm around cloak though. It goes over the. It's just.
Yep. Just a tiny little purple translucent hand over like a corner of it.
Yes, your little spider crawls over and is like tries to flatten.
Thank you,
themselves
Peanut.
out.
You're
I
doing
totally
great.
imagine Kai casting this like.
Peanut flattens themselves out over this sigil.
Oh god, Carly just hit their hand.
Just rip my earbud out of my ear.
It's a very, very nice cloak with a sigil that will probably get you killed. It's fine. And once everyone is loaded in, you hear from somewhere in the floorboards,
No need to worry about payment. Although some oranges would be nice.
and Ormer only, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Snap.
The rest of you know.
Cool.
At this point.
Yeah.
The good news is I'm a monk, guys, so this shouldn't be too bad.
You don't say
Womp
the
womp.
No, that's a 19.
And 19. All right, lovely. So, Ormer, you sort of look around after you hear Shep say that oranges would be nice, and you see the rest of the party starts to grab on to things. Like, they all just kind of casually, like, grab handles or, like...
Oh shit, handle.
Yeah, like, really brace themselves. And so you sort of do the same thing, confused, but smart enough to mimic when an entire group of people does something. And the entire carriage screeches and lurches forward. And then you hear this sort of, like, voice, and it sounds now like it's coming from just like sort of around the room, and it's Shep still, but he goes,
Right. Since we've got a new passenger, please keep your hands and arms inside of the vehicle at all times. Keep the windows closed unless I tell you can open them. We will stop for biology breaks that are apparently necessary at a given time. I'll let you know. Please sleep when you can. Hold on to what you can't. And now, don't pee in the carriage. Right.
You don't have any of those biological needs.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway, right?
I don't do that. No, I'm okay. Thank you
All right.
for checking, though.
That's
Voice
good.
from wherever you are.
you just see like this little compartment in the top of the ceiling of the carriage open, and you see tiny little grimy eyes just pop out, and he goes,
But really, don't pee. I've had to clean up way too much of that recently.
and then it just closes, and you guys are off. It is nighttime, so you're more than welcome to take a long rest in the carriage, if you'd like.
I'm weighing the balances of something
Please.
that I wanted to, but
YOLO.
usually I do the stupid thing,
Mhm.
but I don't want to make Shep mad, so I might not.
Shep, so you can tell that in this moment, Shep is for a lack of better term, working. His job was to come get you and take you back to Kelpishbach. In other words, I want to know what stupid thing you want to do.
So Duncan is sitting there, and he's looking at the cloak that Ormer is wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at the window next to Ormer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that window were to open, if enough of a
draft?
would potentially pull or rip a cloak out the side of the carriage.
That would be incredibly inconvenient, wouldn't it?
Dad made this for me.
My dad made this for
Duncan doesn't know that, though.
I'm kidding. I only say that because a player did the exact same thing with boots like 3 weeks ago. So I wanted to see if it would actually work.
And do Warforged have a dad? So
They have butts. They gotta have a dad.
they have
Right?
I don't know if that logic follows.
Is that correlation?
That's 6
Causation?
degrees right there.
What's one? 3.
3. Oh my gosh,
That's
I
why
love
I'm
it.
here, guys. That's why I'm here.
They have butts, they gotta have dads. Thank you for bringing the levity. I adore it. Make me just a flat intelligence roll, Duncan.
Thank you. Flat intelligence roll, that is going to be an 11.
It could work. Shep might be a little annoyed, but like Prince has opened the window to stick his nose out a couple of times, and he hasn't been kicked to the curb yet.
All right. Yeah, and I think I want to keep this as friendly as possible. I think I kind of lean over towards Omer, and I'm like, I think this is fun. It's very bracing with the windows open. And I want to open the window next to Ormir a smidge.
A smidge. I love it.
So I want to be clear. I don't want Ormir hurdling out the window.
Right. Yeah, he
but-
wouldn't fit.
Hi,
out the
Logan.
window.
Yeah.
Bye, Logan. Thanks for guesting.
Deuces.
We'll be right back. Let's see. High or low, Duncan?
Low.
You lean over and you go, it truly is wonderful with the windows open just a smidge. And as you push the window open, you feel like this vortex of wind just, because it's just enough. And you watch as the cloak just and like sort of gets stuck in the window for just a second. And then begins to like, and it catches around Ormer's throat for a minute. Ormer, you feel tugged.
I'm gonna really quick freeze my neck.
Do you freeze the cloak or just the neck?
Well, like with the intent of like freezing the like what do you call it? Like dry freezing the clasp of the cloak to the neck.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I would see this as him choking.
Yeah.
And I would go, oh God, let me help. And I would take my dagger and I would just want to cut the cloak off.
At this point, Kai's gonna go, Peanut, no!
Peanut. You see, Kai, you see just these tiny little spider arms caught up in like the like just these tiny little like boop, 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 but they're not out the window, but they're like flailing around as the rest of the cloak flaps. You just see tiny little Duncan, you go to cut this. Ormer, are you gonna resist as he cuts this? I'm trying to decide how to roll this.
I mean, I went through the effort of walking to the cart to put it on like 5 minutes ago.
I love how nobody's like, hey, you shouldn't wear that, Duncan's just like, let's hairbrain this.
Me being mad that elf magic was used to corrupt my kin, no big deal. Me wearing a stupid piece of clothing that humans wear all the time. Oh my God, we gotta take it off. I think Ormer would be attempting to preserve the little piece of like what he considers home still. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, absolutely. So
is it getting any better, Duncan? Like
Duncan, make me an athletics. And we're gonna have Ormer do a dex save.
This is it. This is
Okay,
this is the roll.
Okay.
While this is happening, could I perhaps move my hand over to try and grab Peanut?
Peanut immediately like clutches to your hands as he's like trying to be
hello.
sucked out the window. He's just
Hello,
shaking.
darling. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Gods.
Here you are, darling.
Duncan
Here's
and
your
Ormer.
child.
I got a 16.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Beautiful. So, Duncan, as you reach for your dagger to pull it out and you go to grab it, Ormer reaches up and he's able to pull this cloak back in the window. The window closes. His neck is frozen a little bit and the cloak is frozen to his neck. And the chaos inside of the cart, the carriage sort of calms down a little bit. You see Peanut in Kai's hands, this tiny, tiny spider boy, just shaking like a little leaf after his very near-death experience. And Prince is sleeping in the corner.
Yeah.
Those are. Wow.
Right, bracing, right?
It is. It's very,
Just sit
it's
back
very
in my
relaxing. I can imagine if you had hair, it would just kind of flow through.
I would like to imagine like Helene's hair is definitely just like a mess, and she's like, "Yeah,
Trying to fix it
it's
again.
something."
And I'm just like petting Peanut like this little spider.
He like nuzzles into your finger.
I look around as like, well, that's me.
That was me. Yeah, this party has such terrible communication skills.
I love that Antrell is just sitting here watching all of this
I'm
happen.
literally, yeah.
Antrell's
Literally.
like quietly petting sleeping Prince. Like,
Yeah, I was trying to go to sleep. I was trying to take a long rest. And all this chaos is happening.
Ormer, did you sleep?
Can I put 2 and 2 together?
Let's see. I will have you roll me an insight check, and we'll have Duncan roll me a deception check. It'll be opposed rolls to see.
Here we go.
Oh, you may actually win this one. I got a 15 for insight.
With my plus 10 to deception.
Holy smokes! Oh god!
Wait.
Wait for it.
I got a 14.
Oh! Yes.
Oh,
No way!
Ormer,
That's crazy.
you get the sense that Duncan did this for a reason that did not have to do with feeling the wind in your non-existent hair. It seemed very much like he was trying to get your cloak out that window, but like, why?
I'm just gonna thank you for that experience, Duncan. Yeah, I'm gonna shut down for a little while, and I'll plant one foot. I'll have my hand up, and I'm gonna freeze my hand to like something I can hold on to, and I'll freeze my foot to something I can hold on to, or like where the floor, and then I'll freeze my butt to the seat because Warforged have butts. And I'm staying with this
Go.
theme now.
And abs.
I found
know
I
this.
found the thing that sticks, and I'll just power off for a bit.
Long rest time it is. Antrell, you're able to hopefully fall asleep. Kai, Helene, Duncan, are you all going to sleep or?
I need to. I have
Yeah.
tapped magically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just need to kind of stay in one place for like 4 hours, basically. So I would
Yeah.
like to do that.
Cool. So as you all sort of drift off into your rest, you feel as you're hurtling through the woods, you do feel that the road beneath the carriage has turned more into road and less dirt and sticks and rocks, and it's more of a regularly used pathway. The ride gets a little bit smoother, and as you drift off, you just hear through the walls sort of
Nighty night. Good rests.
as you drift off into comfort. You're all able to take a long rest, and that is where we are going to take a quick break. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us so far. I hope you're enjoying the finale of Nysis Contention. Hang on to your butts, especially if you're a Warforged and have one. Things are gonna get a little wild, but we will be back shortly.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
everybody. Welcome back to the season finale of Nysis Contention. I know. A quick little recap. We had some wonderful roleplay in Camp Nourishment where there was some questionable sniffing from a dog that led Duncan to Helene when looking for the person who they know to be behind the curse for the Warforged. Duncan covered for Helene. The rest of the party, currently unaware of what is happening there, was suddenly set upon by Shep. Shep arrived to notify the party that negotiations in Kelpischbach had somehow managed to go sideways, and danger was afoot back in Kelpischbach. Ormir agreed to go with the party out of sheer curiosity because he had never seen anything like Shep or the Iron Carriage and its terrifying glory. There was a little bit of drama when Ormir put on his cloak with the Dawnfall crest emblazoned across it. Unfortunately, or fortunately, he was able to keep his cloak from flying out the window as well as Peanut, Kai's little familiar spider.
Yeah.
Almost ripped Peanut. And then the party took a lovely, lovely long rest. Everybody sleeps pretty peacefully. It's been a long time since you've been able to sleep knowing that you're relatively safe as long as Shep doesn't crash the carriage. Which he hasn't yet, so, you know. It's comfortable. And it feels safe. Shep doesn't make too much noise. You hear the soft snores of Prince coming from underneath the seats of the carriage. And everyone gets a nice rest. You wake up. It's pretty early in the morning. It's hard to tell because the windows are closed and there is only internal light here. And the lights sort of ease on. And you all wake. Helene, you've been awake for a little bit longer than the rest of the party. Was there anything you want to do with your extra 4 hours?
Yes, actually. Once I'm sure, like, everybody has kind of drifted off, is in pretty deep sleep, I want to just kind of whisper, Shep,
Yes.
I know you're busy, but do you mind if I just talk a little bit?
To me?
Yes, I like your insights.
Oh. Nobody's asked Shep for his insights before. He says, hush, hush, we be quiet.
Yes, okay. What, let's say you had a friend besides me, Shep.
Right. Yes, my friend.
Of course. So let's say you had a friend who, well, something happened to them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they come back.
Like from a trip?
From a
Right.
trip.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And like the person who brought them back from that trip isn't a good person, but the person who came back from the trip is trying very hard to be.
From next to you, a little compartment opens, and you see him pop his head up, and he looks at you.
He goes, you're not talking about a trip?
Or perhaps.
All right. So person who helped him, not good. Friend, good.
Trying to be.
Right.
Trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Do you tell other friends
Oh.
what you know?
Oh.
Even if it might make them look at you differently, look at you in a bad light.
Nobody
Even if-
looks at Shep in any light other than you, miss, really. But,
Shep.
you's my only friend, ma'am.
Oh, Shep.
And people use the carriage. People don't care about Shep.
Well, I care about you, Shep.
But this not about me, this about you. You trying to be a good person. You seem like a good person. You give Shep treats. Treat me nice. Give me kisses on my forehead. That's nice too. Take care of your friends.
What do? I try to.
And he sort of like pops his head out of the compartment and like looks around.
You seem like good people. Seems like you've got good people. I says be honest.
With this, and I'll like take off my glove and show him
He
my
looks
arm.
He looks at your arm and he stares at it for a second. He sort of cocks his head and he goes,
Quick first question, you seen a doctor about that?
I don't know if they were actually a doctor, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, the trip I was talking about.
Miss, are you dead?
No,
Well,
not.
obviously you're not dead because you're talking
Yeah.
to me, and you're not like a lich or anything. And that would be neat having a lich in my carriage. Oh, but no, Miss, if they're your friends, then you should trust them. Because if you can't trust them, then they're not your friends. You know, I trust you. You take care of Shep. Shep take care of you. That's why Shep gives you the whistle. I know where you is. All the time. Not in a weird way.
No. I didn't. No, don't worry, Shep.
It's to keep eyes, keep my friends safe.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Shep.
You're welcome, Miss Se1.
And before he like shuts, I'll give him a little kiss on the forehead.
and you see, you get like a little bit of soot on your mouth, and you see underneath the soot, his face turns bright red, and he goes,
It's nice to have friends.
And then he sort of like, for the first time you see like a full arm just sort of snake out of the compartment. It's very grimy and dirty. And he reaches out and he touches your face very softly. And he looks at you and he goes,
I'm not good with people. Good with machines. You seem good with people. But you have friends who love you. And I can see that. Break it to himself that he's dead, though. That might be a little rough.
Maybe don't show the arm.
Maybe
first,
hold that
right?
one just for, don't just be like, ho ho.
Whoa.
That seems like a bad idea.
It's a good bit, though.
It's a good bit. It
a
surprised
good
me.
bit.
I was like, oh, wow, she's been infected by
I
the
know.
blight. I just,
Yeah, no, it's. And then I'll like put my glove back on. Anyway.
But really,
Mhm.
it looks nice on you.
and then he just closes the compartment and you hear like scrabbling from inside the walls. of
And
the
I'll
carriage.
just like lean against the like the back and just go, "Thank you, Shep."
Mm-hmm.
And it's from coming from across the carriage on the other side. And is there anything else you would like to do, or do you feel fulfilled with your heart-to-heart with
Feel
Shep?
very fulfilled by my heart-to-heart with Shep.
Beautiful. Shep, you hear as you start to drift off into your pseudo sleep. You hear a very soft humming noise. Like, it's not coming from any of the machines. it's definitely coming from Shep, because you can hear it shifting about the carriage, and it's just this soft little like and it's just happy sounds coming from inside the carriage, like you've just made Shep's life a little bit brighter.
Oh.
You all get a long rest, and you wake up. You hear Shep sort of go,
I ain't got breakfast, but it is time to rouse. Well, I ain't got breakfast for you.
and then just like gear whirring.
Fair enough, Shep. Fair enough. Spent a lot of nights in this carriage recently.
In a second home for all intents and purposes.
So, when Shep said that negotiations went bad, what exactly does that mean?
Antrell, you were there as a representative of your nation, weren't you? Do you have any insight on what the negotiations were that were taking place?
To be truthful, they only sent me here just to communicate, just to network. I don't know what Menia fully wants. I know that we're not truly affected by any of the war. We only found that the elves were a threat, the High Queen being a threat. So your guess is as good as mine, but truthfully, I can't say I know. But I'll find out. Perhaps we should get going then. Shep, before we go, again, thank you for taking us, and again, your patronage is greatly appreciated, my friend. As if
with a question mark at the end. You just hear,
Righto! Anyone need to stop for potty?
How much longer do we have left?
A day and a half.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, probably then.
What about Prince? Prince, we probably gotta let Prince out.
and Prince is like sitting at the door doing the little like dog potty break dance. And you feel the cart just screech to a halt again as you all brace your bodies, and the door swings open. He goes,
Good as place as any.
Is it the same place we stopped like on our way here?
Good question. Good question.
Does he have the same stop routes? Is that why he asked us?
It's a Shep stop.
It's a Shep stop in the middle of a forest with a bunch of wisps. Go ahead and roll me a survival check. See if you recognize this section of forest and
There are
road.
Bucky's here.
Ooh, my dice are mean today. I got a 9 on that.
9. 2, okay.
It's a nat one.
Oh, jeez.
21, baby.
21 and
Oh,
Kai.
blackjack.
Go.
18.
18. So Kai and Helene, this is 100% almost the exact spot where you were set upon by wisps previously.
Yep.
It is daytime, but you know to still be pretty wary. Prince immediately gets out of the carriage and then stops and then just sits and starts like looking around.
Whereas I guess Duncan's gonna start doing calisthenics. All right, all get it all out.
You all gonna separate again into the woods?
Not a good idea.
I'm gonna say, all right, now y'all be careful. This is where the wisps were last time, so don't wander too far.
Are you sure it's the same?
It absolutely
Yep, Kai
is.
is correct. Kai is correct.
Good to know. Oh gosh, I've been holding it for so long, and Antrell kind of like darts out, being like, "Oh God, I need to go."
Prince follows Antrell out into the woods, like the buddy system. As you
Okay.
pee, he pees.
Okay. And I'm going to go leave myself, find a nice, not too far tree, but yes.
Duncan and Ormer, do you, what do you do?
I mean, it's going to be a day and a half, so I do need to find a tree here. So this is the only D&D game where we've had to deal with this. I do think I need to find a tree.
I love how the question isn't like, hey, do you guys take it? Like, do you just stop? It's no, do you stop and pee? Like, very specifically. Like,
Hey, these are very important questions,
Biology
all right?
It's a
are
political
important.
intrigue campaign, okay?
Biological breaks, you gotta pee, okay?
That's real.
It's
That's
real. It's a real thing. You gotta take breaks. He didn't want anyone peeing in the carriage.
You believe in realism.
We believe in realism in this campaign. Dang it. So everyone is able to get their bio breaks. Everyone is able to get it out, get stretched. You know, Ormer, is there anything you want to do while the human type people are peeing?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of pace back and forth for a minute, and then when Helene starts to come back, I'll walk up to her. Well, like as she's probably coming out of the forest, and I'll say very quietly, "It probably wasn't your fault, was it?"
Care to expand on that statement?
Your hand.
No. No, I don't believe know what happened to it. But when I awoke, and I'll like peel it down just a little bit. This is what happened. This is what I had.
I just want to let you know I knew. I'm sorry. I was being nosy. I power off, but I still stay sentient. I haven't told anybody else yet. I know you wanted to.
I appreciate that.
I had a feeling it wasn't a coincidence, but it'll be all right.
Hope, isn't it? Some point it will be.
The wonderful thing that coming out of Dawnfall and moving out here is that I've gotten to choose. I was created with a purpose, but I got to choose my own path once I decided to leave. Took a while to get to that point, but we all have a choice in this world.
And despite the origins of my rebirth, I'm trying to use my second chance to make better choice. I didn't really have a choice before. Now I do.
And that's all that matters. You have a good, well, I can't say you have a good heart because I don't know if you actually have one, but you have a good soul.
I think so.
Does it still beat? I don't know.
Don't know.
How undead things work.
No, it doesn't.
But these people seem to be your friends. They should accept the information gladly.
Exactly a fun conversation, though, is it?
Nothing difficult is ever easy or fun. And things that are fun and easy usually are too lighthearted and go unnoticed in the end. This is something lasting. It's going to be with you the entire time you're with these people and beyond.
As the rest of you start to emerge from the woods, go ahead and make me perception rolls.
That's an 11.
Okay, 11, 1,
8.
8.
Technically, it was a 2 because it was a natural one, but
Okay.
you know.
11 to 8.
Are we all making perception?
Hmm.
Okay, cool. That is a 16.
We are now that everyone else rolled so low.
16.
Right.
13 for Ormer.
13. So with a 13 and a 16, so the two of you, you're sort of standing like in the road next to the carriage, and you hear this weird high-pitched whine as the rest of the people come out from as the rest of your party comes out from the woods, and turning around, it's coming from behind you, and you see Shep, who's full standing. He's completely outside of the carriage. His whole body. It is all almost completely covered in soot. And he's got these little binoculars. And he's looking down the road in the direction that you guys are heading. And he's making the most high-pitched whine noise. It's just... and he puts the binoculars down and he looks at you guys and he goes,
We are late.
and we need to return to the carriage. Does anyone look in the direction that he's looking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 As you all turn to look, it's pretty far off in the distance, but between the trees that line the road, you see little dots of people starting to come your direction. You see what looks like might be a carriage, but like drawn by horses instead of this one. And you see Shep starting to hop from foot to foot. And he goes,
Sorry to intrude, my friends, but I think we need to go. I feel like we are very late, and the things might have already started happening. Those are people from the city, and we need to go.
Okay, let's move out. Come on, guys.
Absolutely.
Right. Let's
Go.
get going.
Prince is already in the carriage.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Hardest one.
As soon as the last one of you puts a foot into the carriage, the door slams shut, and you feel, before you're even able to sit down, the carriage takes off. It's a little bit slower than before, and you feel it ease down as you get further down the road, and it starts to go a little bit slower. And you hear Shep go,
You can open the windows, but it's just refugees. Gotta go slow, can't hit nobody.
That's the right call, Shep.
Shep. Refugees? Shep, what else do you know about what's going on right now? Did they tell you anything?
They didn't tell me much, nothing, just said it was danger. But I know these people, they're from Kelpersbrook. I've seen a lot of them. There's some people, lots of women, children, younglings. Elderly. Everyone's going so slow.
and you feel like the carriage sort of rattle a little bit. Do you guys open the windows?
Yes.
You see, it's not a lot of people, but you see probably about 50 or so, just in this sort of grouping that are coming down the road and like walking past the carriage. A lot of the kids are like staring up at the carriage, sort of trying to touch things. They've got mothers who are shooing them. You don't see anyone that you recognize immediately, but you do see that like this is the road to Kelpishbach, and these people are coming from Kelpishbach. A lot of them look like they've been on the road for at least a day. They're tired. There's only one carriage or a cart. It's like a farm cart that looks like it has some food stores on it, but not very many. There's a couple of children, like very small children and elderly people who are also piled into the cart. And they're all looking at your carriage as they go past.
With our windows open, can we yell to anybody who's walking by to ask them about what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do that then.
Is there anyone in particular, or just sort of like a general what's going on out there?
Yeah, just a general what's going on to anybody who will hear us.
You see a young human woman turns to you, and she looks at you and she goes, "We got notice that we should probably leave. Those of us who could did, and those of us who couldn't or who wouldn't, they stayed. We don't really know where we're going, but we were told that something was coming and we should probably leave."
Something was coming. Shep, can you... Shep, I'm sorry. I know we have to go, but can you stop for a brief moment? Okay.
And it halts.
Something. I want to open the door and actually get out of the carriage to try to talk to these people. Can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, it's stopped.
Okay, cool. I'd like to exit the carriage and actually converse with these people. Did they tell you anything about what's coming, what's happening?
I just said that the city was in danger and that we should leave. It was mostly word of mouth. A lot of the people who are still in the city don't believe it, but those of us who did, we left. There's not very many of us, but there's a lot of people still in the city, and I'm not sure what's coming, or if anything is even coming, but it just didn't seem worth it to stay if the city was in danger and the people were in danger. I had to keep my babies safe. And she sort of like glances back at the cart, and there's like a bunch of kids in the cart, very small children who can't walk on their own yet.
Do you have anywhere you can go?
No. A couple of people were talking about trying to make it to Little Lordaeron, but that's so far, and I don't know if it's safe there.
I would assume any place is safer than Kelpishbach right now. Make haste if you can. Keep moving. Pardon me for 1 second, and I'm gonna head back into the carriage to address the rest of the crew. It's getting more intense in Kelpishbach, it sounds like. I guess we need to make haste.
We're still planning to go to Kelpishbach.
We're definitely going, but
where the danger is.
Do you see any other choice? These people need help.
And who exactly are we setting out to help? We've heard Teddy is in the Lordaeron now. They're not.
They're not there anymore. They may be back in Kelpishbach.
It's true, but it's not. It's.
Shep, where were we needed?
I was directed to take you to Kelpishbach.
And the danger's there, but I think we got to keep going. We've got to keep going. I know it sounds stupid, but
Not stupid. People are there and they need our help. We should go. It could give us answers. We don't have to stay there for very long, but we go, we figure out what's happening, help as many people as we can. We can find Teddy.
I'd like to try one last thing before I motion to try to get everybody back going to Campus Park. I'd like to exit the carriage real quick and stand in front and address the people that are still walking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to yell at a, by order of the Royal Guard of Menia, please clear the road so we may move forward. Please clear the road.
Go ahead and make me an intimidation roll with advantage.
Yeah, hell yeah, with advantage for that.
17.
17. These people absolutely start to they sort of like look a little bit panicked. The one person who's driving the cart starts to steer the donkey that's leading the cart like out of the way. And these people start to spread and create room.
Excellent. All right. Shep, it looks like we've cleared the road. Can you get us there any faster?
I'll go as fast as I can.
Excellent. And back in the carriage I go.
Beautiful. You get back in the carriage. The door swings shut behind you. The windows automatically flap closed. And you take off.
As we're going, I think if we've left the windows open a little bit, I'm guessing we have probably at least like 10 minutes to go into town.
You have like at top speed, as top ship speed, you've got another 6 hours of travel.
Okay,
God,
so
yeah.
I got
Lord.
time for this. Just out the window, I want to, not making it super obvious, cast Find Steed.
Aha!
So that my steed, my exit strategy, can sort of be running alongside of us.
Beautiful. It works. You have plenty of time. Are you trying to do this sneakily, or are you just kind of just?
I think I kind of just making it seem like I'm just like looking out the window more than anything.
Okay. Absolutely, yeah. So, looking out the window, you're able to cast Find Steed. What's everyone's passive perceptions? Except for Duncan. 11.
14.
14. 10. What was yours, Romer?
Sorry, I was muted. 13.
13. Okay, perfect. The sounds of the carriage get louder as you start to screech along. Duncan, looking out the window, your steed is able to keep up just fine. For mechanical purposes, we will say.
Yeah.
It's a tense few hours. You can hear the carriage straining as you travel, and it is going as fast as it can. It feels like you're going at breakneck speeds. The wheels are wobbly a little bit. The carriage is rattling as you careen down this road towards Kelpischbach. And is there anything you'd like to do in that 6 hours before you arrive?
I'm studying my spells.
Okay.
AKA I'm swapping out what I have prepared.
Nice.
Yeah, smart.
And Trell is focused on the door of the carriage because as soon as we're ready to go, he's ready to jump out to figure out what the hell's going on.
Perfect.
They're all prepared.
Yeah.
I think Armor is going to saddle up next to Duncan for a second. And just kind of lean over and whisper to him. So I'm a little confused. If there's a story about why you don't like Dawnfall, I'd appreciate hearing it.
It's not a story that's particularly complex. This is a world at war.
And I'm guessing I missed something, huh?
You just may have. But I would be very careful which symbols and sigils you display out in the open. The way things are right now, there are some things that are better to keep to yourself.
Understood. And he'll unclasp it and just flip it around. See, that was a lot easier than tossing it out a window. When
It's true, yes. That didn't... I didn't want to hurt your feelings about your choice.
No. I was a little insensitive to the elves. Well, I still hate them, but I was a little insensitive toward your views of the elves. So, it seems right that I kind of karma came back and bit me in the butt for that, huh?
We all get bitten eventually.
Beautiful. Is there anything else anyone would like to do before we push forward in time?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Like Wood Helene, might as well. So for majority of the ride, I would say Helene is just kind of sitting in the corner, just like kind of playing with her daggers over and over and over again. And like multiple times she'll go to like start a sentence and then just go. That whole like thing multiple times. There's something I need to tell you all. And I hope you will not think any differently. Well, that's not true. You probably will. I hope you will not think badly of me. I know our friend that went to the camp. And when I say friend, please know I'm using it sarcastically. I was killed.
Duncan spits out the drink he was drinking.
I'll like look at Duncan and just be like, anyway, so yes, I was killed, voila, dead, no coming back, except I did come back. And one of the first things I remember is the smell of flowers. And something else underneath that. And it took me days while I was still coming back to myself to realize it was rot, it was decay, it was death. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but I need to put the cards on the table. And Shep told me not to lead with this, so I'm not leading with it. I'm finishing with it.
Good job.
Thanks, Shep. Thanks. And then I'll take off my glove and show just my skeletal hand.
Oh, my word. That is a shock.
And why?
Duncan, why?
Yeah, that's and I'll just put my glove back on, just sit back and start playing with my daggers again.
So we're trying to find somebody that's powerful enough to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Someone fully back from the dead.
Living, well, not quite living. Proof.
So what do you know about him? Where do we need to start looking?
Thing, really. The scent he would leave me letters and ask me to do things, but they were never bad things. Like, he never asked me to go, murder somebody. Or...
He would leave physical letters in the city.
Yes.
The one that we're headed to now.
Yeah.
He's in the city.
So he's there.
Or he has people.
Where the danger is, again, to reiterate.
I want to kind of close my spell book and go sit next to Helene and say, you realize that you are the most valuable person in this carriage right now.
I actually think that might be Shep. He's the one driving the carriage.
Thanks for the compliment, but she's right.
Helene, you know about this knit. You know more than the rest of us do. You may not know much, but you'll know him if you see him, I feel like.
Maybe.
Helene, make a history roll for me.
Oh God, I don't wanna. Okay.
Eerie way.
Which dice? Okay. We're going with the OG Helene dice.
Nice.
Don't fail me. That's an 11.
You've never seen Knit's face. You've never seen him. Even when he brought you back, you remember he was always cloaked in darkness, or you had your eyes covered, or he was behind you. You've never seen what he looks like.
Could perhaps recognize him by the smell, but I have never seen him. Ever.
Well, he may be trying to corrupt all the Warforged, but at least he brought you back. And I'm going to kind of open my spell book back and just start reading again.
People don't get second chances, so you're right.
Helene, if it means anything to you, because Antrell's now processing that Helene is connected to Knit, who was causing the Warforged all their issues, and he's not happy about this, but he's hiding it. He doesn't turn to Helene. He's still eyeing the door. I swore to you I would never, ever raise my blade against you at all. I'm going to continue to uphold that oath. We'll find it soon. And he won't look Helene he won't look at Helene at all. He's just cold staring at the door.
Duncan's gonna make us this slow sort of turn towards Andrel and just sort of eye him like, oh no.
No, no.
Oh no! Our
Not out loud,
party!
not out loud, but that is
It's the face.
an inner monologue.
Inner monologue of, oh no. As the silence rings through the carriage after Antrell's statement, you hear from in the carriage,
Hold on.
as the carriage almost eases to a stop for the first time since ever riding in it. And you see Shep open up a little compartment in the roof of the carriage and look down at all of you, and he goes,
We've made it to the edge of the city. You should probably get out.
Right. And Antrell immediately exits the carriage.
Follow.
If I have any rations still on me,
you would probably have two.
if I have two, then I would like to, let's just say it's like one that like can be like divided into two. I break it into that two, and I leave one on the seat as I leave.
Thank you. I'm so sorry.
And then he just closes the...
Be safe, Shep. Travel well.
As you all exit the carriage, turning towards the city of Kelpishpark, the sky is dark with smoke, and the horizon is alight with flame. The castle at the edge of the city is on fire and burning. And in the sky above the city, within the smoke, you see what look like airships. Everyone go ahead and make me perception checks.
7.
7,
Yeah.
5.
5,
16.
8, 16,
Well,
12, 16. Kai, emblazoned on the side of those airships is the sigil of the Elven Queen. And you watch, all of you, as big globs of fire are dropped from the bottom of these airships into the middle of the city. In the distance, you hear almost a roaring noise, and you look and you see off in the forest surrounding the city, you see they're small looking from where you are. They look like the same sort of cursed warforge rushing at the walls of the city. You see 3 of these airships in the sky, and you cannot count how many of these cursed warforge are coming from the woods.
And that's where we're going to end season 1 of Nysis Contention.
We're supposed to do what exactly?
What? Yeah, what? Are you?
No. Let's continue. Let's go.
Are you? Come on.
As the sounds of battle rage from within the city, our heroes stand on a hill next to the iron carriage with their newfound best friend Shep. Fire rains upon Kelpishbach, and war has reached the the western continent. Thank you all so much for tuning in for Nysis. Thank you to our audience who has stuck with us with everything that we've done and everything that we've been through. Thank you to my beautiful, wonderful, amazing players for putting up with my shenanigans. Thank you so much, Logan, for being our guest for the last 2 episodes in the season finale. I will probably be asking you to return because we enjoyed your company very, very much. No.
I'm out. You just see Ormer just turns around, starts walking. Be like,
Ormer goes,
I got 5 gold.
Bye.
I'm a head out.
Bye, guys.
Ormir just corrupts instantly. Roll initiative.
Immediately turns into BBEG. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Thank you again. Since it's the season finale, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to thank my players for helping this world be so lived in and so wonderful. I have been working on the Nysis world for over 2 years, and seeing you guys engage with this world has just been so meaningful to me, and I'm trying not to cry, but thank you so much for helping me tell this story and for being your characters and loving your characters and for the wonderful roleplay and oh, Billy, no.
Billy, no.
Illegal.
This is fine. Thank you for the wonderful roleplay and for the funny moments and the emotional moments, and thank you for taking things seriously when they needed to be. And being ridiculous when they didn't. This has been such a wonderful ride, and I'm just so grateful for all of you, and I couldn't have asked for a better set of heroes than you guys, and I can't wait to come back with season 2 with a big old bang, baby!
And a baby!
And a baby!
little one.
I know. Pond's having a puddle. But before we you're welcome. Thanks. I couldn't not cry about it. Here we go. Levity. Before we sign off, we're gonna go around the table one more time and say who we are and where we are at for the last time for a few weeks. We're gonna start with Corey because I like to catch you off guard. Let's go.
Hey, I'm used to it at this point. Yes, like Pon said, I'm Corey. I was Helene Vinreese, our reborn rogue, because now the secret's out. You can find me on Twitter, lovedays_, that's LOV, by the way. You can also catch me May 17th, I believe, over on 225 Games with Logan. I just want to say thank you guys so much to the Initiative Order, for all of this, for all of these wonderful shenanigans, and all of these wonderful people being in my life. I love you all so, so much. I always talk about you guys. And I just adore you with every fiber of my being.
We love you too, Corey. Thank you. Let's go to Andy, please.
What is up, everybody? Again, I'm Andrew J. Landy. You can find me, Andrew J. Landy, on Twitter and Instagram. And surprisingly, I actually have a TikTok. I just never use it. Same name, Andrew J. Landy. If you find me on there, don't expect much, but yes, I'm on there. I just realized I opened up the floodgates for tons of TikToks to be sent to me, but it's totally worth it. You can also find me twitch.tv/Duralath, where I do my own streaming fighting games and roguelites. I just want to say again, thank you to everybody who hung out with us, who's been with us through this story, to our players. I love you all. I don't get to play Dungeons and Dragons very often. And so the few times that we get to play, and I've been always looked forward to these weeks. I know we're gonna come back, so this ain't goodbye. It's see you later. But still, like, damn it, I'm gonna miss these Wednesdays so much.
I know that.
And again, just thank you to everybody here, and I will see you all soon. I will keep you all updated on what I'm up to on Twitters and whatnot. But again, it's not goodbye. It's see you later, friends.
See you later. I love that. Billy.
Hey everybody, I'm Billy. I was Duncan Longleat, the Dompier Oath of Treachery Paladin, currently looking for an escape plan from all this danger that we've come across. I've loved being in this campaign. It has given me something to look forward to on Wednesdays, which is a day that I've not looked forward to because usually I have a lot of work on Wednesdays. But so happy to be here. I'm so looking forward to season 2. If you want to find me before then, I'm on Twitter at @TheBillyCGuire or on Instagram at BillyCGuire. I don't have anything to plug right now, so if you want me, give me a shout. But I will plug, because I'm Canadian, there is a new season of Kids in the Hall starting May 13th. So go check that out.
Thank you, Bailey. That's beautiful. Logan.
Yeah. First off, just thank you, Pond. Thank you, everybody else, except for Court. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Corey. But no, thank you guys for including me into this little family here. It's been absolutely amazing getting to kind of delve into the world of political intrigue, and learn that Warforged have butts.
Yeah.
No, seriously, thank you. It's been an absolute honor. I look forward to, what's to come and see whatever happens to this burning city with a bunch of, magical mykin attacking it now. But yeah, I'm the innkeeper over at the Red Hair Inn. You can find me at the Red Hair Inn on all the socials, including TikTok. I also do absolutely nothing on TikTok, so you can just send me TikToks, I guess. I barely look at those, so yeah. As Corey said, I'll be over at 225 Games playing Tig, the Firbolg Bard, starting the 17th. And then this summer, I have the super secret project that will be here at some point. So keep your ears open and your eyes sharp for that. Other than that, nothing to plug at the moment. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. And Carly.
Hello. I am Carly, and I have been Kyceris Johnson, which is... God, that name still just cracks me up. Corey came up with that.
The
so best.
Well.
It
That would be
really works.
Sweet Corey. Our half-elf battle wizard, battle librarian, whatever you want to call her, blade singer wizard. But oh my gosh, I love you guys. I'm not good with words, so I'm just gonna leave it at I love you guys, and I'm really grateful for you because this came at a great time. Nysis did. So yeah, I am currently also kind of in between things. I'm at Carlybug, CRLYBUG, on everything, including TikTok. Please don't send me TikToks. I will never watch them. I'm gonna be honest. I have like 50 something notifications at any given moment on there.
I'll send you like a Vine compilation.
There
you go.
Those I'm into.
Prime TikTok content.
Yeah.
But there is, I am going to be on something. I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't know what I can say yet. They're on Madbird streams starting in mid-May. Keep an eye on that channel because you might see a familiar face. Who knows?
We love that.
Yeah, that's going to be my Wednesday, my new Wednesday activity. So
beautiful.
yeah, we love you, Pond.
I love you all so much. I'm Pond. I go by Pond Plays. You can find me as Pond Plays Games on Instagram, Pond Plays on Twitter, where I post almost absolutely nothing. And I guess I'm also on TikTok. I've made like 3. They're silly. And I will be taking a break for the next 6 weeks. But while I am gone, please don't forget to check out Feywild and Out on Mondays if you want more D&D content. Architect Loom on Tuesdays if you want more D&D content. Here on the Initiative Order, there is tons and tons of tabletop content all week long, and then you can also check out Blackwater D&D. Similarly, they have a lot of tabletop content, and when I come back, I will be on all of those channels. I will be posting on my socials when I come back from maternity leave, and I am so excited. It has just started right now, and I'm just so excited to get back to it. So thank you all so much again for being a wonderful audience. Thank you for chatting during the stream. It means the world to us, and we love it. Thank you to my beautiful players. I love you so much, and I cannot wait to see what you do with this absolutely horrific situation that I have left in your lap. And I just love all of you, and I can't wait to come back. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful week. Make sure you take your meds. Make sure you drink your water. And bye, guys.
See you in season 2.
See you in season 2.
2.